Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here with a new layout for the Hip Kit Club, and I'm using the 2018 October Hip Kits for this. And our theme this week is autumn or fall, and I live in Florida, so I don't really have a lot of traditional fall photos. So the picture that I'm going to scrap today doesn't look very fall, but I promise you it's, for us, it's as fall as it's going to get. So I chose three pattern papers from the main kit here, sort of a nude light peachy color, then more of a pink and reddish color, and then the light blue floral paper. And this leaf cut file is on one of the October cut files for the month. It's the one that's got the cute little fox on it, and there's this tiny little leaf, and I thought, hey, I'm going to use that and create sort of a leafy layout. And so I just cut it several times using my silhouette cameo there. And I pulled this, I cut last month. I don't wind up using it, but there's my photo. Clearly it doesn't look like a real fall photo, but it was taken on Thanksgiving Day, and so it counts. So I'm gonna make it work. And I cut that wreath layout. That's actually from the September cut files. And if you remember, if you've watched all my videos, I cut it for my first September layout and wound up not even using it. So I almost used it on this layout, but again, I wind up not using it. I'm going to use white cardstock today as my background, and I'm just using some clear gesso on the background first. I'm going to use all three colors from the color kit this month. And I was originally going to use, if you see the yellow leaf there on the left, I was originally going to use the other side of it, but when it flipped over and I saw the yellow, I actually like that better. So I'm going to wind up making the leaves yellow on that instead of the other side. Anyway, so I'm doing a very easy technique here today. I'm going to use three basically big color strokes on the background. I used the Pop Art Pink Shimmers. I just sprayed it down and then used my palette knife to scrape it. And then the second color here is the Creamies Ride the Tide, which is a beautiful light blue. And I just smudged some on there with my brush and scraped it down. I mean, you could use a like an old gift card or something if you don't have a palette knife, just something with a straight edge to scrape. And I'm doing the same thing with the Shimmers Sunflower here. Now, all three of these are from Shimmers, but they're all three totally different types of paint. They all have shimmer, just a totally different way. The Vibes has like a little bit of a gold powder in it. The Creamies in the middle has more of a satin finish, and then the Sunflower is very, very shimmery because it's got like glitter chunks blended up in there, and it is awesome. So this is kind of the idea. I wanted to sort of do a tone on tone with the paint and the leaves. And so that's what I'm going to do here. And when I first did this and I kind of had the background done, I wasn't sure if I loved it. So I let it dry and took a break and then came back and decided that yes, I do love it. So I'm going to go with it. I'm just going back with the same colors and doing some splattering there. And I'm going to wind up, you can see how the sunflower, the yellow, see how shimmery that is? I'm not even holding it up in the light, and you can see how shimmery that is. So I'm going to situate the photo up at the top, kind of in the center of all three of those colors. And then I'm going to play around with the leaves here and just sort of kind of make them look like they're just sort of falling down from the photo, and the colors are going to match the paints. So I'm going to do a little bit of punching here with some Project Life cards. And this is a very old Martha Stewart leaf punch. And so I went through the Project Life cards and found some that I thought would match well, and they were kind of hard to punch through, so I had to really push. But I found a light pink peachy card and then a soft light blue one, and I'm going to punch a couple of those leaves out and add those in. And then I realized I didn't really have a yellow that coordinated, and so I went back through the pattern papers and I'm going to punch a couple of the yellow and white striped leaves. And then I'm going to use the rest of the Project Life card that I punched as layers behind the photo. And even some of my scraps from the die cuts. And so this picture was taken, this is actually from 2013. My father-in-law lives on a lake here in town, and so we went over there for Thanksgiving and Paige is obsessed with the water, and so she just had to go run down there with the dog, and you know, she got her shoes wet, but she was having a good time. And it wasn't that cold. In Florida, it was cold enough to wear jeans, but not even really a jacket. So I'm sure wherever the rest of you are, you're probably laughing, because our idea of cold is definitely probably not your idea of cold. If it gets in the 60s here, we start freaking out. And it was probably around 70 something, low 70s this day. So yeah, that means it's getting cold here. But anyway, I'm just doing a little bit more punching. I thought I would add in a little bit of this darker teal color, and at first I wasn't going to, because I thought it would darken up the color a little bit, but I kind of like it, and so I'm going to go with it. This is one of the darker yellow mustardy color cardstocks from the cardstock kit. I punched a couple of pieces from there, and then I'm going to punch a couple of these dark pink leaf sprigs from the back of that floral Paige Evans paper. So now I've got some lights and some darks, and I'm glad I added the darks in, because I think it just adds a little bit of dimension and a little bit of variation on the colors. So now I'm just going to add a little dab of glue to each leaf, just right there in the middle, because when I use leaves and flowers and things, I like to add as little glue as possible so you can ruffle up the edges. You know, that's the fun thing about leaves, is they are very good for creating dimension, because you can curl them up. Now I did let it dry, and I did a little bit of machine stitching, and I used gold thread right down the center of each leaf. So here's how you can ruffle up the edges. It's real easy. You don't even have to do the stitching if you don't want to, but if you add just a little bit of glue, then you can make it look really 3D, like it's going to pop off the page. So I went through all of the die cuts, some of the Paige Evans flowers, some of the Vicki Boutin ephemera, and I'm just going to sort of play around with it. I picked out the things that matched these three colors, and I'm going to tuck in a couple of flowers and a couple of die cuts here and there. I didn't want to cover up a lot of the leaves because I really like how they look. And so I'm going to keep most of the embellishments around the photo. Now this is the Whimsical by Paige Evans sticker book. I look through there and find a couple of things that coordinate. And I'm going to add a couple of things in and around the leaves, but nothing that's going to significantly cover it up. I do add that little strip of gold hearts up at the top from the sticker book. And then I wanted to use this title here, Sunkissed, because it was a really bright day and you could tell that the sun was definitely shining. And even though this is a fall layout, I thought, you know, it doesn't have to have a title with the word fall in it. And that's something that I went back and forth with a lot. I feel like, you know, if I'm doing a layout about fall, then the word fall has to be in my title. And then I thought, you know, no, it doesn't. It does not have to. If you're making a summer layout, your title does not have to have the word summer in it. But I thought, you know, it looks like a fall layout because I have the leaves, and my photo is not a typical fall photo. And so why does it have to have the word fall in the title? I thought at first I was going to make the title Fall at the Lake, but then I went through and I really wanted to use some of the existing thickers or words that come in the kits. And I thought Sunkissed is perfect because look at the photo. It's definitely sunny. And so my title is going to wind up being Sunkissed at the Lake. And then in my journaling, I can talk about it being Thanksgiving and fall and why we were at the lake. And so, yeah, you know, it doesn't have to scream, hey, this is a fall layout. You can just kind of make it fit what you want it to fit and go with your photo. So I added in some yellow thread over on the right and some pink peachy thread over on the left. And then I'm going to add some of the light blue on the blue part right underneath the picture. And my hair, oh, it keeps peeking in there. It's kind of fried. Sorry about that. So I'm going to glue everything down. I did add some adhesive foam behind my photo there. I'm going to make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to glue down everything that's not glued down yet. So here's where I'm going to come back in with some scattered embellishments. I found a couple of rub-ons from the Whimsical set to add in, and I try to keep it tone on tone. This says, I think it says embrace the good times, and I liked it because the word embrace is the soft pink color and it matches that side of the layout. And then I find another one that's going to go on the blue section, and it says something about moments, little moments, and it matches the dark leaf paper. And then I wish I could have found a yellow phrase to do with the rub-ons, but I did not find anything that was yellow, so I'm going to improvise, but I do look for it. They do have yellow flowers and little phrase pieces. I tried to use this lovely piece, but it's just, I didn't like it there. It wasn't yellow, it kind of stood out, so I wound up changing that. And I go with something else. I'm going to go with these hearts, and they are on the One Canoe 2 thicker sheet where I got the title. And they also had a pink one, so I added the pink one in. And then here comes the title, and I'm going to overlap it on top of the photo. And I wind up stacking it because it just was too long of a word to do all on one line, so I'm going to stack it, and you'll be able to see it a little bit better in the final photo, because right now it kind of blends in because it's gold. It's like a really pretty matte gold. And then these are the soft pink, almost like a nude color pink thickers, the mini thickers from Whimsical, and I'm going to use those to create At the Lake. And they match that soft pink color on the left perfectly. And so this isn't the true tone on tone because I am putting this color on top of the blue and the yellow, but it's okay. I think it looks great in the end, and I like how it kind of stands out against the other colors. And I love those mini thickers. They stick so well and they're so pretty. And the other sheet of them is rainbow. You cannot go wrong with rainbow. So pretty. So I'm going to make sure that Sunkissed is glued down, and then almost done. I felt like I needed something at the top above the photo, so I'm going to cut this little portion of this blue flower, and it's going to continue on with a line of blue up at the top. And then I'm going to punch one more of this darker teal color here for a leaf, and I think that just gives the finishing touch to the top area there. And this is almost done. You know, the more I looked at it, the more I thought, I feel like I need more stuff. I need more stuff. There's too much white space, but I really like the way it looks. I like that it's just nice and clean around the edges. I thought about adding some things around the edges of the layout, like cutting it short and adding another paper behind it, but I just didn't. I kind of like the way it looked. I added a yellow flower sticker by the word sun, and then I'm going to finish it off here with some more splatters just to kind of get something going around this square of color. Didn't want too much white space. And I'm going to wind up doing my journaling down at the bottom because there is a lot of space there to do it. And I think this looks like a fall layout, even though it's not your typical fall type of photo. But for me, that's about as fall as it's gonna get, unless I travel somewhere else. Anyway, I'm using a gold metallic pen there to write what's going on, and there's the final layout. I like how this turned out. I enjoyed making it once I decided to embrace my non-traditional fall type of idea, and I really like the leaves. I think the leaves definitely look fall, but yeah, so if you have non-traditional photos, I say use them, make them work for you, because, you know, that's your photo and that's your memory, and it's hard to, you know, fake a photo that's not really, you know, you can't make it look like something it's not. Does that make sense? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you check out hipkitclub.net. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great week, and thank you so much for watching.